Welcome back to the show, guys. Today's guest is Jessica Lynn Silva, an award-winning estate planning and probate attorney serving families across Florida and the founder of the law office of Jessica Lynn Silva. She has had over 25 years of experience in the legal field, and she helps families protect what matters the most, from creating peace of mind, purpose, and legacy. Beyond the courtroom, she also empowers attorneys, helps entrepreneurs build profitable, purpose-driven businesses, and confidently steps into the CEO seat. This is a conversation about legacy, leadership, and living boldly.
Thank you, Genesis. I really appreciate you having me today.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, you've got so many things going on. Every time I turn around on social, you're traveling somewhere, you're pursuing some new big endeavor. And gosh, how exciting.
Yes, well, they always say life is not a dress rehearsal.
That's right.
You need to enjoy it.
Well, let's start with the pageant.
Yes.
So that's probably consuming a decent amount of your time. And
It is, but it's fun. And I intentionally made sure it tied into what I do on the daily and
Yeah.
something that's really close to my heart, which is financial literacy and setting people up for success. But the
Yeah.
fun personal part of it is I get to do it with my daughter. So I am Mrs. Hawaii International 2026, which is a huge blessing. But my daughter is Miss Florida International 2026. So it consumes our time, but we get to do it together and we get to help our community and we get to both speak about our platforms. So it's a win-win-win.
Absolutely. So where do you see yourself going with that? Like, so, going through obviously the whole process of talking to the community and being out there and making a difference. But what about after that?
Well, we will both be taking the stage in Chicago in July.
Okay.
So wish us luck and prayers, please. And I'll be going for the Mrs. International title, and my daughter will go for the Miss International title. We will see where it takes from there. If we win, then we will spend the next year on an international stage. So we'll take the same
Wow.
thing we're already doing more locally, and we'll just go bigger and broader.
Very cool. Very, very cool. And it really does tie into who you are, the representation of yourself and how, I mean, your personality and everything that you stand for. And you've also been through a lot in your life. You have an incredible story to share. And I know that could really help a lot of people. Do you want to share anything about your past that you feel would be significant or helpful for the listeners?
Sure. Well, I grew up in a situation where my parents loved us, but they were still trying to navigate and figure out life for themselves. So it had some loving components and some missing components that caused a lot of hurt and pain, and things. And we also didn't have money or connections or anything like that. So, when you grow up poor and you get to be made fun of, mocked, all those type things, it can mess with you mentally. Like it can really just leave some scars that have to be healed.
Yeah.
At 18, I became a single mom, and I was truly a single mom, like no dad in the picture or anything. And I knew I did not want to be a statistic. So I took one big evaluation and look at myself and, all right, Jess, what are you doing with your life? What do we need to do to go from here? And I'm a little bit stubborn. So I'm super loving and warm and welcoming, but I'm also have a stubborn streak. And once I make a goal, I don't want to give up till I achieve that goal. And I knew I wanted to break from poverty. And I knew that I wanted to be something that people admire and then made something of myself so that I could turn around and help others behind me and be that encouragement to them as well. So that's what I set off to do. So 4 degrees and lots of years of experience later. Today I'm married. My husband and I will be celebrating our 24th wedding anniversary in a couple weeks.
Wow, that
And
was
so
so cool.
I'm excited.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Our oldest, the one when I had at 18, he's 28. He is a firefighter and he's happily married. And our daughter-in-law's Navy, and they have 2 of my granddaughters. And then I have 2 other children, one's 23, and then my daughter is 19, the one who's serving with me in the pageant. So life has come full circle, not without a lot of ups and downs and learning moments. But it is amazing to look at where I was to where I am today and where I'm going to continue to grow and who I can help along the way.
Yeah, and you've done so much. I mean, I look at your life and I stand back in awe, and it's not because of the many accomplishments, although that's a piece of it, but it's your heart. I love who you are, and so many others can see the amount of passion that you have behind everything that you do. And you and I have roomed together, and we've
Yes.
had so many great experiences together. We've done retreats, and I just love your heart for others, and knowing that you truly are, you know, you show up as this beautiful, immaculate person on the outside, but it's the same on the inside.
Oh, yes. It's definitely, and that is something I had to learn, and I do every single thing I do to try to go back and be the person that my childhood and teenage self would have wanted. That person that showed kindness, that person that
Yeah.
makes sure you felt welcome, that person is like, "Oh, this is where you're going in life? I have a connection. Here's who I can help you with." That's what I strive to be on a daily basis.
And so I would imagine that helped to kind of build onto, like, the career that you chose.
So I've been in law for quite a few years, quarter of a century, which is crazy to think about. And I started off in real estate law with Brock and Scott back, oh my gosh, my oldest is 28 and I started when he was 2. So we're at 26 years now. And I did real estate law. And then from there, I've also done personal injury. I've done the civil, the criminal, the family. Wasn't a big fan of family. Law is its own little thing, and then estate planning, probate, and all those arenas. So that was really awesome getting to be well-rounded. Like, and that is also something I did with each of my children is, and I encourage your audience and everyone to do, is if you think you're interested in something, go volunteer, intern even for it for like a week or something, just to get a taste and make sure it's something you want to commit 4 years in a college degree and a like to. So I had the wonderful privilege of doing that as jobs, paralegal and later as an attorney. And then also I worked for a judge for 4 years. And that allowed me to really see, did I truly like those niches, those fields? So I had a very nice, well-rounded understanding that when I did, I knew what kind of attorney I wanted to be, what I liked and what I did not like within the arena, the legal world.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, what great experience. And you've probably seen everything.
If my daughter was like, there was a stint, she's like, "I wanna be a detective." "Wonderful. I'm friends with our clerk of court. Let's go introduce her husband a detective." And then she gave her a long thing of what it truly means to be a detective, and she's like, "I don't think so." And then she's like, "I wanna do plastic surgery." I'm like, "Awesome. Let's go see Miss Niz." And
Yep.
brought her to my friend's plastic surgery center, and she's like, "Yeah, no, I don't think that's it either." So, it was a great way for her to figure things out before she delved all in. It's really awesome, and it doesn't cost anything but your time. It's life is a journey, and it's fun. We have to stop being so hard on ourselves, like, we need to know everything right this second.
Right?
Mhm.
Yeah, having patience and being able to sit in some of those challenging places for maybe a little while and just allowing it to marinate. And one of my favorite questions is always, what am I learning right now? What is it that I need to learn in order to proceed?
Mhm.
Because I truly believe that in every situation, every circumstance, there's always something that we can gain from it.
Yes,
No matter how bad it is.
exactly.
There's something.
And it's a lesson for you, or it's a lesson you'll implement to your children or your friendships or someone that comes in your path. Mhm.
Absolutely. And so you are also you're almost ready to launch your new podcast.
I am.
So I want you to talk about that too, because that's kind of been a long time coming.
It has. But yes, it is the Jessica Lynn Show, and that is really the whole premise of my life. My book, my law firm, my podcast, everything is about wealth, wills, winning. How do you build wealth, protect wealth, and transfer legacy? And understanding what legacy really is, understanding what an estate plan and probate and why you want to avoid it and how to set yourself up for success, because it's so crucial and important, and it literally impacts every person and every piece of your life. So that's kind of where my mission is. Attorneys, some of them can get a bad rap that they're not approachable or they're too expensive or they're going to send me down a wrong trap. My mission is to change that, to make everything an open conversation. It's a piece of life. It's something you should do, and let's all just start talking about it. So that's kind of where I do what I'm doing today, and all the things I'm doing is to educate.
Yeah, and I love that you can bring them out of kind of the scary aspect or maybe like some of the unknown and bring them into a place like that this is, something that we all have to go through. We all have to figure these things out, navigate these next steps
Yes.
and bring them into a space where they can feel that they can share, like you said, that open door where there's that welcoming, peaceful aspect of this doesn't have to be bad. We can move forward at ease.
Exactly. I, being that I've been in the legal arenas in the several different partners, I've seen all of the consequences of being prepared and not being prepared. So I have a lot of firsthand experience, and I joke and tell people, how much time do you have? I could sit there and tell you hundreds of real life stories of drama that could have been avoided if you had done one simple thing differently.
Yeah.
But they didn't know. And so that's why if they're scared to approach attorneys on some level and we're not out there, then Jess will get out there and we'll just start having those conversations.
And you mentioned the book, which I'm super excited about. So talk a little bit about what went into that, the process of writing the book, and then also a little bit about it.
Okay. So people, that's one of the main questions I hear is, Jess, how long have you been working on your book? And I respond with, okay, are we thinking from the first time I ever thought I should one day write a book and start, in the shower or something, you'll jot down a chapter, a few little notes, and then nothing happens for years? Or are we talking when I finally sat down and said, yes, I'm going to write a book now and it won't stop until it's ended? Because that's been within this year. I have a publisher that I use, Motivation and Success. And then, so we did the whole entire process. And then when we did one draft, I ended up really sitting down and rewriting the entire draft. You were there to fact check and edit and finalize, and instead just went on a tangent and pretty much rewrote the whole book again. So it's a process. It is exhausting. It is more, but it was fun too at the same time. And I think the part that made it nervous is realizing you're putting your thoughts and words and being vulnerable and putting a little bit of your history,
Yes.
and you're putting it out there for the whole world to see. And I'm
Definitely.
like, wow. And when you do it, you can't take it back. So, and that had me stall for like a quick second. And then the other part is just, you prayed for this. So why would you literally get cold feet right when the Lord's opening doors you prayed for?
Yeah.
So for me, that was awesome. And then I reminded myself, I fear regret more than I fear just, nerves anymore. So
Mhm.
that's what I'll constantly, and me in my home, I have a quote that says, don't doubt in the dark what God revealed to you in the light. Because we all know what that's like. When it's dark and it's scary, everything you felt fully confident and knew without a shadow of a doubt was your purpose, all of a sudden you start having second thoughts. You let something get in your head. So those are things that are just constantly remind me that we're on the right path. The doors are opening and life is awesome. But no, I enjoyed writing my book. It is an international bestseller. Thank you.
Hey, congratulations.
Very excited. We have some friends that are in other places out of country. There are some in England and some that were in Spain and things like that. So that was really awesome. And they were encouraging and bought the book, and I helped launch it to the international bestseller list.
Very cool. Oh my gosh, what a huge accomplishment.
Wow.
And especially when it's been something that's been on your heart for a long time, wanting to get those words down on paper and to be able to release it. It is a hard process. And I've written a couple of books myself. And when you actually let go,
Yes.
which meaning like putting the things down on paper and saying like, God, I'm gonna put this out there and you're gonna do what you want with it. It's a beautiful thing when you can let that go because it's challenging, but at the same time it's healing and it's very freeing and it helps other people also to know that they're not alone
Exactly.
and that they can hear your story and be so encouraged by it.
I love it. You nailed it. Have you ever gone ziplining?
I have.
I remember the first time I did it, I sat there like 15, 20 minutes terrified to take the first step off because it was so high, and then you go through all the motions like, "This one string is all I'm trusting for my life right now." And then once you did it, it was the best time of my life, and that's kinda how I feel with different seasons and where I'm at right now is it was terrifying to get to this point, but now that I've took the plunge and been like, "Okay, Lord, I'm doing this, and whatever it is that you want to manifest," everything has been flawless and amazing, more amazing than I ever expected. And the fear starts leaving, and then the fun of it starts coming. So that kind of is always what reminds me of that ziplining journey.
Yeah, and just realizing that we don't have to be in control of everything, that we can let go and let God, right? Let God flow through our lives and intricately weave himself into all the different aspects, and then things just begin to come together.
And take the first step. Don't stay frozen in indecision sitting there on the platform for your whole entire life.
Yes.
Just do it. I did a speech in Boca Raton. I took the stage in this past summer. And when I was doing all the preparation, I didn't realize how even big names like Richard Branson and several others were terrified of public speaking, terrified to put themselves out there at one point. And I'm like, could you imagine if those people just kept it all close to the vest?
Yeah.
Like, they've impacted millions. I don't know if Tony Robbins struggles with anything, but the power that he has. But I do know he had a mentor, and his mentor is what encouraged him to keep going. So that's the fun, unique part of life is realizing we each have value and we each have a ripple effect to turn
Yeah.
around and cause an impact. And all we have to do is be willing.
I just love it so much. And just thinking about all of the different possibilities that are in front of you now with all of this background, with all the things that you are stepping into, confidently into, imagining the amount of change that's possible for other people.
Yes.
It's very profound. And I think, for you, you're kind of on the edge of this new level that's just opening up and where there's so much incredible possibility for the masses. And I know that that can be scary and it can be intimidating, but you've shown yourself over and over and over again that taking that step is what it takes in order for you to fully step in again to the next space. And so it's very cool.
What I've also found is when you take that step, the Lord immediately comes alongside you and puts all the people in place that you didn't even know you needed, like
Yes.
you and Sandy and our Miami tribe we love and things. And all of a sudden, that gives you like 100x encouragement and
Right.
and they see the potential in you, even when you might be doubting yourself. And it's your cheerleaders. So it's awesome. It really, really is life changing. And I love it. I've been loving every minute of it.
And I think we all have our moments, and I'm glad you said that because no matter how far along you've come, no matter what level you're at, there are going to be moments. And so having that support system, having a community, having people that you know that you can count on, that you can lean on, that you can take a step back and say, you know what, I need to just sit here with this for a little bit and work through it, knowing that they are there is what helps you to get out on the other side and having faith and knowing that God is walking with you through all of it, like you said so beautifully. And so based on that, based on all of those things, where do you see yourself going in the next, let's say, year? Like, where do you want to take all of this?
Well, right now I have offices in Tampa and Sunny Lake Beach, but I do handle cases across the whole state of Florida. So we do all estate planning and probate clients. I will within the year probably open a Miami office because it's quite grown. It wasn't intentional. I went for friendship and business has come from there on a stronger level. So it'll warrant having this office space. And then I am going to look to put on my first like actual event in the spring. So I'll host an event in Tampa, try to do something fun to also bring people together, which I will of course ask you to be a speaker. But so there's different lots of really fun plans. And then I have some digital products and some other things in the works that I'm doing. I'm designing a clothing line that is applicable to fun sayings for lawyers, like lawyer me.
I didn't even know about that one. Very cool.
Only my husband and I know because he's my graphic designer, so he's very in tune. But no, so there's a lot of really cool things in the works. And then other than that, and then of course, that's why I'm so excited. My platform of the pageant ties into what I do because it just gives me more opportunities. So why I'm out there in the community shining a light on the international pageant industry, I'm also getting to shine a light on financial literacy and legacy and what exactly is legacy. And it's not always about wealth. It's literally how you are transferring your assets, your money, even your relationships, guardianship of your children. And if you're doing that in a chaotic, crazy way that's going to add to grief, or if you're doing it in a seamless, stress free way, and it gives a breath of relief to those that you love. Because you've worked so hard for those you love. So we want that to pass flawlessly well. And so preferably without courts and attorneys' involvement.
Well, I'm just so impressed by all the things that you're doing, and I can't wait to hear more about the clothing line because I'm all about fashion and just like helping you get the word out about that. And definitely for myself, I would love to be able to get some shirts out there too, like motivational shirts.
Exactly.
Create a line that just inspires people and I think that we just need more of that because there's so much darkness in this world
Yes.
that we need to be fully engaged in it. And if we can talk about it and we can be a part of the big picture by even like, wearing the merchandise or like whatever capacity that looks like, just sharing the light and being a part of something that really truly matters. I think that's, where we're all going and what we all want.
For sure. And the circle you surround yourself with, always choose carefully that it's collaborative, not competitive.
Yes.
That will literally, they say in the Bible, life and death is in the power of the tongue, and it
Yes.
truly is. A compliment can build you up, and a negative, mean, kind, unkind word will tear you down and just mess with your head.
Absolutely.
And we don't realize how powerful, because all of us functioning in our confidence, it's amazing. We have so much amazingness that we can add to this world and in things, and it causes a ripple effect to even other countries. And I love it. So just be careful, guard your mind,
Yep.
and protect your wealth, and which has to do with mindset and legacy and money and relationships and all the things. So yes.
Yeah.
So now if they don't want to hear it, in a lecture format, I'll just put it on clues.
There you go. You're going to get it out one way or the other. So, if there was one thing that you could perhaps leave the audience with, something, maybe a quote or something you live by or an idea or concept, what would you like to share today?
I always really love the Nelson Mandela quote. It always seems impossible until it's done.
Mm.
And for me, that's even in my home office in Tampa, because those words are so incredibly profound to me that you stay so stuck in that it's impossible, it'll never happen for me, it'll never happen for me. But why not? And then once you do it and you achieve it, you look back and you're like, why on earth did I waste 10 years? So that, and then I always find it funny too. The word impossible literally says I'm possible.
I love that.
Yeah.
When I saw that for the first time broken apart, I'm possible. I'm like,
Yes, that's it. And that's so
the secret.
you got it. So Nelson Mandela gets a shout out for that one. And then for Jess, it's literally don't leave a mess. Call Jess.
Oh, that's so cute. I love it. Well, thank you so much for being on the show today. I really appreciate you. I appreciate your friendship. I value everything that you're doing. I think you're absolutely amazing. And I'm just so excited to see where the journey is going to go from here for you. And we will absolutely promote everything that you're doing. All the information will be in the show notes, so everyone will have access to you. Is there a specific way you'd like them to reach out? Do you have any freebies or offers or anything that you'd like to provide for the audience that they can get plugged in with you?
Absolutely. So the law firm is jessicalynlaw.com, and I do have a free estate planning guide that just kind of helps give you the basics, explains the documents because they can be overwhelming for people, and shows what each of their purpose is. And then anyone's welcome to follow me on Instagram. It's jess.lynn.silva. And then for the other facets of my life, it's officialjessicalynn.com.
Okay, wonderful. So, this conversation with Jessica is such a powerful reminder that wealth, wills, and winning are not just legal conversations, they're leadership conversations. And legacy is not only built on what we leave behind, but how we intentionally live, lead, and protect what matters the most right now. Jessica, thank you for sharing your wisdom, your heart, and this is just such a great reminder for us to really truly step into who we are fully, authentically, and in every single angle, to truly lean into God and just be who we are, share our story, and truly get out there, go on that zip line, and do all the things, right?
Exactly. I love your heart. And thank you for everything you do, Genesis. Like you have so much impact and power in Sarasota and Tampa and all across the states. And I'm very grateful for you in my life and friendship and your business and all of the things.
Thank you. And thank you so much for tuning in today, guys. We appreciate your support, and definitely follow Jessica. We'll put all of her information below in the video, and we will look forward to seeing you next week.